Alright guys, we're back with more fantasy baseball content. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing, grading, and roasting your guys' fantasy teams. I've been teasing this video for a while, but it's finally here. Last week, I posted this tweet from my Twitter telling you guys to send me screenshots of your teams in my replies with your league size and with your league type, and I'd feature you in this video to rank the team. So time to scroll through all the replies right now and review your guys' fantasy teams. I got almost 100 replies on this tweet, so thank you guys so much for wanting to be a part of this video, and I'm going to try to get through all of them as long as we can do it in about the 20 minutes here. So alright, let's go. Alright, now we're going to start out here with friend of the channel, Mark Luino. You guys probably know Giraffe Neck Mark, one of the goats of baseball YouTube, incredible channel, good friend of mine, a league that we're in together. Mark's telling me to praise his team. Let's see what he actually has here. All right, so this league, just for context for you guys, is a Dynasty league. I started with my friends. First Dynasty league I played in. I think we drafted when we were about 15 years old, back in 2011. I remember vividly my first 3 picks in this startup draft. It was Bryce Harper, Felix Hernandez, and Matt Harvey. And I remember in that first round really tearing apart the decision to go with either Bryce Harper or Yasiel Puig. Really tough one, but it's been around a while, really active. Mark took over for an orphan team a few years ago. He has turned it around really well. 10-team league, so we have a lot of really good hitters here from Mark. Definitely the strength of this squad. I mean, just Judge, James Wood. Mark's still holding on to Mike Trout. He's still giving him a shot here. Julio Rodriguez, not a great year. Ellie's the man. Jazz is the man. Cattell's the man. Bellinger, great bounce back. Mark's got Jacob Wilson over here on the bench. Bregman on the IL. Miguel Vargas, Lawrence Butler. But then, as Mark says to praise his team, I really can't do it with a pitching staff like this in a 10-team league. Taj Bradley's been a big disappointment this year. Dean Kramer's just an innings either. Carlos Rodon, great bounce back. Luis Severino, bad season. Shane Smith, fine. Chris Bubich, huge breakout, of course. Mark got that one from me. I can guarantee you that. And Yusei Kikuchi, Yuri Perez. We know the potential of Yuri Perez, but it's been a slow start since he returned from Tommy John this season. Mark, I kind of have to wind up roasting your team here. This is not a pitching staff that's going to win you a championship. You got a good record so far in the first half of the season, but you know my staff's better. You know I'm going to catch you. Again, I can't really hate on James Wood and Aaron Judge. I know how big of a Yankee fan Mark is too, with Rodon, Severino, Judge on the squad, and Jazz. I'll give him a B. Solid B for this team from Mark. Now keep moving around here. Another league I'm in. My guy Reich over here. Ellie De La Reich. Another Dynasty league. Started this league up in 2021. Weird story. I did this startup draft as I was driving solo, traveling across the country. I was in Zion National Park. I was in Bryce Canyon. I was in Flagstaff, Arizona, just like camping by myself, doing some nice solo traveling. But Reich has a good team. Reich had the first championship, I believe, in this league ever. His team has fallen off a bit, but he's still good, fighting for a playoff spot. Has kind of been my kryptonite in this league, so I really hope he doesn't make the playoffs. Ellie's awesome, Caminero, Jackson Chourio right there. That's a trio in a Dynasty League where you're going to be a contender for years to come. We have Rooker. You guys know how much I love O'Neal Cruz, Corey Seager, Semyon turning the corner, something there. Pasquantino, Logan O'Hoppe. Half this team I dropped, which is kind of annoying. But now moving on to Reich's bench and the pitching staff. Jason Dominguez, Francisco Alvarez. I traded Reich, Dominguez, and Alvarez in like 2022 for Max Scherzer. Bad trade by me, but neither of these guys have really turned the corner yet. Of course, I still want both in Dynasty League. Scherzer did help me win a ring, though, that season, so we'll take that always. Flags fly forever. As you guys always know in Dynasty Leagues, trade your prospects, get studs, win championships. 2 people get prospect obsessed in Dynasty Leagues. But now looking at Reich's pitching staff, this is where he's kind of turning the corner and getting back to a championship contending team. This trio of Chase Burns, Ryan Pepio, Spencer Schwellenbach is off the charts good. Like, those 3 guys, I'm pretty sure, are going to be 3 of the top 25 pitchers in the league easily for the next 5 years. But Burns, possibly sneaking into top 10. Same with Schwellenbach. And Pepio, I love Pepio. So underrated. Great relievers here, but a team like Reich, you know, you're kind of stuck in the middle. Relievers will help you a lot. This league uses blown saves as a category. It's really stupid. It kind of behooves you not to start too many relievers every week because you're going to get some saves. You're going to blow some saves. It kind of hurts you categorically in a head-to-head category league. It's a fine team, you know. Reich, you're in the middle here for a reason. Also, Hunter Brown on the bench. Man, I forgot he had Hunter Brown and Bubba Chandler. Damn, Reich's got good stuff here. And Mizorowski. All right. And Christopher Sanchez. I take it back, Reich. This team gets a B+. You've built it up in a really nice way. You have a lot of young stars. You already have your championship. Probably get another one here in the next 5 years. Great job, Reich. Gonna keep moving here for a little bit. We already did Mark. What's happening? Over here, what's happening? A CBS league. That's legendary right there. 12-team, standard row, though. Weekly lineup auction. 7 keeper, 6 IL. Funky league over here. 7 keeper league, you want to look for some youth. Suarez has been great. Seager, you know. You're keeping Edwards for a category league who's really pulling down a lot of stats. But the batting average is good, though. But this is if Cal Raleigh wasn't showing out right now, this team would be struggling a lot in power. James Wood's a great guy to have in a keeper league as well. Damn. Dominguez really still holding out help for Dominguez. Jordan Alvarez injury is really hurting here. Let's check out this pitching staff, though. We got Chapman, Ray, Clay Holmes, Grant Holmes, Carlos Estevez, Dylan Cease, Andrew Abbott, Joe Ryan, Mizorowski. All right, this is a good team as well. I'm assuming this team is probably near the top of the standings. Probably not at the top. This feels to me like a 3rd or 4th place team. I gotta give this team another B+, A-. Just a good, solid team. Still got Grayson on the bench, Eric Getty on the bench, Yuri as a keeper. This is a good team. This is a team that definitely will compete for a championship. Keep moving on here. No more fielders. Chris Sale on the IL. No more fielders. You broke the rule. I need team context to grade your team. Let's get it next time, though. That was the rule. You guys look at the original tweet right here. Have to include your league size and type of scoring for your team to be in the video. So probably will do more of these videos as the season progresses and, of course, as this channel progresses. But if you guys want me to rank, review, roast, grade your team, you got to give me league context and size. Because if I don't know what league you're playing in, I don't really know how to review your team properly. Let's scroll down here. Keep going. Another friend of the program, Joe DeMeo. Shout out Joe from SNY. He said, try roasting this team, other than me just having one closer. 12-team head-to-head categories, OPS instead of average or OPP. I love OPS league, especially if you guys are playing in any rotisserie league or any category head-to-head league. OPS is a great encapsulation of a player's true talent. Now let's check out Joe's team here for a second. Whew. Pete, Cattell, Eugenio Suarez, Abrams, Acuna, PCA, and Tucker. Man, getting PCA to kind of replace what was definitely an early round. Jarren Duran's great. Jeremy Pena is a huge breakout. That's an incredible lineup in a 12-team league. Let's move on. Oh, and Jacob Wilson, Michael Garcia, Roman Anthony on the bench. Joe, this is awesome. Let's see this pitching staff. Boz is turning a corner. Same with Alcantara. David Peterson, a little Mets homerism there. Kind of getting smacked around right now by the Pirates as I record this. Christopher Sanchez and Wu. This is a 12-team league with Mizorowski, Clay Holmes on the bench. Shota just came back. This is an A-plus team, Joe. This is a team where I'm fine with you punting saves as a category, but you should be on the lookout for another closer, especially this week. Literally no saves with Robert Suarez being suspended. But that's an amazing team, Joe. Keep an eye on the channel. I'll get you some new closers as the second half goes on so you can win that head-to-head categories league in your playoff matchups. Keep moving here. Pats for life. Great idea. Thank you, Pats. 10-team head-to-head points, 3 keepers. Wow, zoomed out picture here. Let's see. Salvi, bad season. Pete, Ozzie, Austin Riley, Ellie, Trey Turner, Nick Kurtz. Someone's watching the channel. Love that. Taylor Ward, PCA, Lawrence Butler, Ronald Acuna as the keeper. This is an unbelievable lineup. 10-team lineup, you got to kind of, understand what you're working with because basically everyone's going to have a great lineup in a 10-team league. In the 10-team league, the goal is to have as many guys who are going to be top 3 in their position as possible, and he has that bang with Pete. Turner's probably still top 5. Same with Ellie, definitely being top 3. Kurtz might be a top 5 first baseman from this point forward, just the way he's hitting right now. And then PCA and Acuna. I think Acuna definitely outperforms PCA for the rest of the season. But to this point, PCA has been a top 5 outfielder. For the rest of the season, Acuna's definitely a top 5 outfielder. And then having Jazz, who's definitely easily a top 2 second baseman, just behind Ketel Marte. Great team. Pitching staff here, you really need Lodolo and Yuri to bring this together, but you're going to get a shot in the arm here with Chase Burns. You're hoping to get at least one of these guys back. Glasnow, McClanahan, Grayson Rodriguez, injured trio. Also still holding Bubba Chandler. Keep fighting the good fight, brother. Hold on to Bubba Chandler forever. I hope he comes up soon. Will Warren, Robbie Ray really tying this together. Your hitters definitely better than your pitchers, but this is a nice solid B-plus team for you. This is a team that can compete for a championship if anything breaks right with these pitchers in the head-to-head. Next up here, we got Big Heat. First place team, head-to-head categories, 10 teams. Again, we got to be a little more ruthless for these 10-team leagues. But first place team's a first place team. Another Ellie, another James Wood, Pete Alonso. No, I know Big Heat's a big Met fan. Follow the Messed Up podcast. Riley Green, Julio Rodriguez. Is this Daily League? Didn't mention if it's a daily league or not. I really like McKinstry and Horner on the bench in the daily league, but if it's a 10-team league, I don't really need McKinstry and Horner on my team. Mitch Keller, Bryce Elder, hope this is a daily league. But Schoolball and Crochet tie this whole pitching staff together. Ranger Suarez. Otani, the pitcher. That's probably a tough hold rest of season. Not a lot of depth on this team, though. I got to tell you, Big Heat. I know you're in first place now, but the head-to-head categories league, being in first place now, doesn't really mean that much besides getting you to the playoffs. I think I might give out my first C. I think this is a C-plus team right now. You need to work on this pitching staff through the second half of the season because if you get into the playoffs head-to-head categories, I know Schoolball and Crochet are hammers. Pavetta was good so far. He's kind of peeled off a little bit of late. You need some more pitching help to fix the middle of this rotation, but still a really good team. In fact, you're in first place now, affords you that time. Keep moving here. We got Future Shock, 12-team points head-to-head. First year doing fantasy. That's amazing, Alex. Happy it's your first year doing fantasy. 12-team points head-to-head, ESPN League. Contreras, Caglianone, Cattell, Max Muncy. Max Muncy's a great pull right now in the 12-team league. Looking like a top 7, top 6 third baseman rest of the season. Another Ellie team. Everyone's got Ellie teams here to get their team graded. Amazing. We got Buxton going off. Tommy Edmonds, a great piece. Riley Green, Brent Rooker. Good lineup. 10-team league, though. Not a great lineup, but a very good lineup. Probably missed a lot drafting William Contreras highly, and he hasn't been one of the few best catchers in baseball. That definitely hurts in a 10-team league, more so in a deeper league. DeGrom, Fairbanks, Merrill Kelly, Mizorowski. A lot of the Mizorowski people sending in their teams. Good watchers of the channel. Same with Schwellenbach and Pepio. Good watchers of the channel. We got Wu and Ray's pitching staff's incredible. Wow. This pitching staff really saved this team. With Reagans and Olsen coming off the IL soon, and the IL spots here, I feel you guys all have really good teams. It's hard for me to give bad grades. This is an A-minus team right here. 10-team league, got maybe B+ actually, just because I think some of these hitting spots leave a little bit to be desired. You hope Caglianone turns the corner. Edmund, 10-team leagues, a bit of a weak outfielder. And then you're going to get kind of scrounched up in your utility spot with between Muncy and Matt Chapman. This is a good B-plus team. This is a team that can't win it all. Next up here, my guy Milo, 10-team ESPN points league. Cal Raleigh, the hammer of the fantasy baseball season. See Milo's 9-4. It's definitely one of the best records in the league. 10-team league though, Milo, I got to tell you, having Christopher Morel as a star, there's a big black mark on this team. You can't have a guy that poor starting in a 10-team league. It's going to be very hard to win when other teams are just going to have better guys stacked up in every position. Randy Rosarena, points league, kind of okay. Jackson Merrill back, thankfully, after the scary concussion. Oh, Matt Chapman on the IL, so you're okay. Just that's a quick fill in there. Jose Altuve's turned the corner. We know Pete, we know Lindor, O'Neal Cruz, good watcher of the channel, I'm sure. Moving on to Milo's pitching over here. Crochet, Severino, Robbie Ray, Brady Singer, Strider, Yohan Duran, Emilio Pagan, good relievers there. With Fairbanks on the bench, Peterson, Joe Ryan. This is a really good team. 9-4, you deserve that 9-4 record. This is a clean A team, Milo. Great job by you. Keep it moving here. Big Heat again. Big Heat, I'm sorry. I appreciate you with the channel, but I got to keep ranking more guys' teams. We got 100 replies here. But thank you again for the multiple replies. I know a lot of us are playing in multiple leagues. But I can only do one review per person, so sorry for that one, Big Heat. So moving on here, we got Dylan. 12-team head-to-head with steals being worth 3 instead of 2. I like that. That's a good way to even out speed and power in head-to-head points leagues. That's why I love points leagues, just because you can kind of manipulate scoring a lot, so you can weight certain things. I think that's the best way to play fantasy baseball, because it forces you to be so much more creative, where rotisserie league is very cut, dry, robotic standard. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter. A lot of purists out there who only play rotisserie leagues. I respect you guys for your principal takes, but that's never going to be me. Now checking this squad out, Augustine Ramirez, Aranda, Ozzy Albies, Austin Riley, Francisco Lindor, Nick Kurtz in the infield spot. The infield spot, that's interesting. I like leagues that have more utility spots, especially if you guys have been experienced fantasy players playing a while. 10 or 12 team leagues, sometimes you really see is just so much talent on the wire all the time. It makes decisions really hard, and it kind of puts a bit more luck into who's going to wind up winning this thing. But the more little spots you can add on a roster like this, 3 infield spots, 4 outfielders with a DH. I don't really like DH, though, because DH on ESPN leagues specifically, it doesn't let you put any player there, just players that actually DH. That kind of gets random between the teams they play on. But yeah, each their own. Do love the infield spots. Seager's got to come around. Westberg's been good since he's been back. Addison Barger, one of my faves, been cold lately. Juan Soto, of course, the GOAT. Lawrence Butler, Jesus Sanchez been hot too. Stevenson, that DH spot, little wonky because he is not going to play every day. Doing some half catcher, half DH, but still getting a few days off a week. Parker Meadows, good for the steals, but not really hitting. Mydroth, Luis Robert. Probably time to drop Christian Campbell in 12-team league. He probably comes back up soon. I'm holding in a 15, but definitely got to drop into 12. This hitting bench is a little weak, but again, this is a deep team with how many hitters you're starting, so not really doing that bad, especially with Bryce on the IL still. Wagaman, great bench guy to have in a league like this. Same with Christian Moore starting to hit. And over here with the pitching, Bubic, Ober, Chad Patrick, Yuri Perez, Schwellenbach, and Hoffman and Jackson relief spots with Eflin and Reagans on the IL. This team definitely lost a lot with Cole Reagans. I can feel it with your pitching staff, Dylan. I think just because of that pitching staff, because you got a guy like Patrick in there, Ober's been bad, but I still have to trust. Deep league, much deeper with hitters, though, in terms of pitchers. That probably makes this trade market really weird. I'm kind of interested by that. You probably have afforded yourself enough hitting depth and good hitters to go out and get a pitcher. Because it seems like with so few pitchers on rosters relative to hitters, their value is probably a little depressed in the market. I'm giving you a B- on this one, but I think you have some room to work with here, especially because I don't really know if Cole Reagan's making it back this year, so you're going to need to go get a guy. Big Heat, sorry, 3 for 3. I'm only going to do 1 team per person. Maybe we'll see what happens in the future. I don't know how long I'm going to make this video, but moving on here. Justin, 12-team categories, lost Burns and Steele for the season. That stinks, but let's see right here. You're still hanging on. 95-51 in the Cats League. You're crushing this league. I wanted to roast your guys' teams, but you're too good. You must be watching a really good fantasy baseball YouTube channel and give you the advice on all these amazing teams. Salvi, not a good season. Bush, amazing season. Horner, man, though. Horner, I guess, is still getting the steals, but he's not hitting as much as I wish he would have this year. Ramirez, Josh Smith, great guy in a team like this with so many different infield positions. Good corner guy, good middle guy. Alec Burleson been hitting. Brandon Lau's been hitting. Freelo, Michael Harris been bad, dude. How many teams in this league again? 12 team. I guess you're still holding Michael Harris in the 12, especially Cats for the steals. But, man, he sucks. You guys know my opinions on Michael Harris by now. He just pisses me off to no end. Teoscar Hernandez, I like holding Brian Reynolds. I think he's going to have a good end to the season. Ward and Luis Garcia. Tough hold on Alvarez. I hope you're a Mets fan if you're holding Alvarez through this. And then Tovar, Harper, Berger. I like Tovar way more in a daily league. Didn't stipulate daily. Didn't say anything there. I'm assuming daily, though, based on literally just the colors of these little lineup things. I put this tweet out, I think, Monday or Tuesday this week. So if you're able to move guys in, assuming daily league. Another Chad Patrick team. Funny how much the people love Chad Patrick. Bautista, Duran, Lugo, Nelson, Patrick, Peterson, Wu, Falter, Fetty, Ladola, Waka. Need a little bit in this pitching staff. Not a great pitching staff, I'll be honest with you. But you're crushing these categories. I guess you have gotten some really good starts this season. Well, Wu's been awesome. We know that. Waka's been incredible. You probably need a starter, though. I'm going to give you a B-. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt with that record. And you got a pretty good lineup over there. And you did lose Burns and Steele for the season. It's not your fault totally in this pitching staff, but you need a guy there. Would have been really good for you to grab Mizorowski or Burns these last few weeks, but hey, you really can't win them all on the waiver wire. I definitely might have bit off a bit more than I could chew, saying I was going to try to get to all 100 of these replies, but I'm still going to try and do as much as I can the next, 10 or so minutes, try to keep this video manageable. We got T over here, Slim Sports, 12-team, head-to-head points, 13-0 start. Damn, dog, 13-0 start. As the reigning champ, league mates gotta hate you. Maybe show them this channel, give them a fighting chance. But we got Hunter Goodman, great breakout guy this year. Pete, Cattell, Miguel Vargas. Great turn on Miguel Vargas here in a 12-team league. Rough position, third base. Perdomo, probably want to find a better shortstop. I know Perdomo's still crushing it, but they just can't go on much longer. PCA, Pajes, Ilio Ramos. That's an outfield that's singing to me right now. Trout and Riley Green as well with Trey Turner. Oh, you get Trey Turner shortstop. I guess you're giving Perdomo a little mental edge, keeping him a shortstop, trying to keep him hot. I see what you're doing there, guy. Kurtz on the bench, Bregman on the bench, Clay Holmes, Peterson, Schwellenbach, Skubal, Ranger, Will Warren, Doval. Wow, this is a stud team, man. You got a great team here. With Glasnow and Olsen coming as hammers off the bench, you got to drop Eric Fetty. That guy stinks. Got busted up the other day. This is an A-plus team. This is a great team right now. It looks like you might win another championship, especially with that nice pitching staff, that Skubal, Schwellenbach, Will Warren being good. You might maybe need another pitcher, but you do got Glasnow and Olsen coming back. I'm giving an A+ for that one. Now we got Richard, 6x6 category, 12-team keeper, keep 6. 6 spots for minor league stash, keep 3. This is a crazy league. I love really intense leagues like this. Have OPS in addition to the standard hitting stats. Replace wins with innings pitch. Replace saves with slave/holds. I don't know about replacing wins with innings pitch. I don't want too much of a Chad innings eating team. I'm definitely going to keep that in consideration. And strikeout to walk ratio for pitching stats. Kind of sick. I also just don't love save/hold teams because in real baseball, a save is so much more valuable than a hold. In these leagues where holds and saves are the same, I don't really think it's that fair. When a middle reliever who holds a lead in the 6th inning is the same amount as the closer that holds the lead in the 9th inning, that's, again, to each their own, my 2 cents. I'm in a few saves holds leagues myself, but let's check out this team here from Richard. Also, Ball Knower, Fantrax League. Love to see that. We got Hunter Goodman again. How many teams say we're in this league? 12-team keeper. Goodman, Soderstrom, Edman, Caminero. Caminero's so good, guys. He's so good. I did the third base preview, and I was like, you just take him to dream. This is what we're dreaming on, the 40 homer pace from the 21-year-old. Clement's been nice, especially in a league where it counts batting average. Cole Keith is turning a corner. Lawrence Butler, Nick Castellanos, Jung-Hoo Lee, Trout, Wenceel Perez. Grisham, miracle with Grisham there. Sneaking into Jerks and Profar, probably going to be the top of the Braves lineup. Sneaky move. Good one there, Richard. Henio Suarez, Berger and Santander. Xavier Isaac and Jason Churio. The shine has really faded on Xavier Isaac. I know he was the hot prospect about a year ago, and I'm nitpicking because your team's kind of nice. But probably a prospect that's worth dropping in a league like this. You can find better prospects left and right, especially when there's only a couple minor league slots here. Pitching, we got Sandy, Flaherty, Mackenzie Gore. First Gore team. Nice to see the first Gore team here. Pepio, Kumar Rocker, trying to color his way into some good stats. Hunter Gaddis, Kate Smith, good guys in saves and holds. But I kind of get worried with the stack in saves and holds, especially a team like the Guardians, where if they're losing, you're just not getting any saves or holds. Because if they're losing, you can't get a hold or a save. These are 2 middle relievers on a 500 team. Abney Uribe, dog. Will Vest, dog. Gavin Williams, Ciccone on the bench. Hanging on to Henderson, McLean, and Joe Boyle. Great use of minor league spots in a not full keeper league, even in a dynasty league. Keeping those minor league slots and pitchers who are at least close to the major leagues, that's really good because you know how many pitcher injuries we're going to go through over the course of a season. Great work on that strategy there. I'm giving you an extra bump for that. You were going to get a B+, now you're getting an A, Richard. This is a really good team. This is a good manager here. Richard, sharp managing here. Really like this team. Really like the strategy you're bringing in. Next, we got my guy, Joe. 8-man points league. Woo! 8-man league. Let's get this one going. I'm going to be real ruthless on an 8-team league because you kind of have to be. So we're starting out pitching first. Joe knows his way to my heart. Consistent listener of the Mets Up podcast. 8-team league, I'll tell you, Joe, off the bat, you need some pitching help here. Big miss on Sasaki. Reagan's injury kind of killed you. You could drop Sasaki. Throw Reagan to that IL spot. Will Warren, Kate Smith, Shore. Very reliever heavy, Joe. You didn't tell me the point structure in your league, so I don't know why you're holding all these relievers. You got Doval, you got Duran, you got Mason Miller, you got Tanner Scott, you got Kate Smith. Are you getting a lot of points for holds in this league? I need to know these things going in. Will Warren and Cease, again, if Merrill Kelly, do we have any more pitchers here you're hiding out on? All right, you're hiding out on Hunter Brown, but still, it's a weird pitching staff in an 8-team league. Unless you tell me after the fact that you're giving big points for holds, this might be my first official roast, guys, especially for just being in the 8-man league. I do like You said in the 8-man league, ball knowledge required, deep roster, big stuff here. You need that for an 8-team league. Rowley, Naylor, Torres, Muncy, Bobby Witt, Jeff McNeil. Let's go Mets. Luis Arias. Joe, you're getting my first roast, Joe. I know that Kyle Tucker and James Wood over here are saving you, but man, you got to do something about this pitching staff. What's with all the relievers, dude? Unless there's something I don't know about your league, I'm roasting this team. You need more pitchers. You need more innings. You got to win championships with starting pitchers in points leagues and fantasy baseball. Maybe it's categories league. Did you say if it's a categories league or a points league? No, it's points league, expanded rosters, sure. But Joe, you got to get your numbers up here. You're the first roast. Sorry to give it to you. Next, we got Gabe up here. 10 teams, points. My first year doing fantasy baseball, your videos helped me so much. Thank you, Gabe. That's what these videos are for. I love that. Also, let's go Mets. That's my guy Gabe over here. Now let's checking out this squad. 10-team league, we've got to be a little bit more ruthless. We're looking for guys who can be top 3 at their positions. You have that Tatis. Hasn't really been that recently. You might have that Jacob Wilson, depending on your points league. This is a Yahoo points league. I can see from the screenshot. Yahoo points leagues skew closer to rotisserie style scoring. So Jacob Wilson with a big batting average, but still not a lot of power and speed, might not get you there. Will Smith and Tatis, those are probably your only top 3 potential guys in the points leagues. Gabe, with Altuve, Kwan, Zach Neto, good watch of the channel right there. Profar, Herrera, Westberg, Kurtz, and Anthony. You're hoping Kurtz and Anthony become hammers because you definitely need some help with these bats if you want to really compete in a points league, especially as you get to the championship here. Big rotation. Big rotation here, though. Skubal, Rodon, Mizorowski, Warren, Cease, Burns, Yuri, Christopher Sanchez, and Michael King. All right, that rotation did save this team a lot. This rotation is really, really good. You need Michael King back. That's going to be a huge deal for you. But this is definitely someone to watch my pitcher tier videos, and you have a really good staff because of it. Christopher Sanchez, Will Warren, Carlos Rodon, now Mizorowski, and Burns themselves. If Yuri Perez turns a corner and you get true top 20 talent from Chase Burns and Mizorowski rest of the way, even with some soft hitting, you got a really good shot. If Kurtz turns it on and can actually be the top 5 first baseman we think he can be over here, you really got a shot. This is going to be a B- team, but with some upside on that. So definitely keep an eye on some hitters. Gabe, keep churning some of this roster, but you got good stuff going on here. Next up, we got Cole, 12-team head-to-head points league. 12 teams, you're going to be a little bit nicer here. There's also a weekly league we can see from the lineup blocks, or maybe not because all these games are already started. Caglianone, Jazz, Smith, Goldschmidt, Cattell, Jose Ramirez. Cattell, Jose Ramirez, both in a 12-team league is huge, especially with Jazz as a chess piece. O'Neal Cruz, who he's been rough recently, guys, just not hustling, getting benched, but we still love him on the channel. Jeff Wensil, Ozuna from the Braves. Barger, Kurtz, Chandler Simpson. Chandler Simpson, I'll tell you, bad hold in the points league. Chandler Simpson's not really doing much for you in a points league. You want Chandler Simpson for the stolen bases. In a points league, especially on ESPN, unless you manipulate the scoring heavily, stolen bases aren't really doing that much for you. Same with Holden Keishel. I know Keishel's coming back and playing, and second base is so weak, but you got Jeff and you got Cattell, and you have Jazz Chisholm, and you have Brendan Donovan, and you have Tommy Edman. You got 5 top 10 second basemen on this team. Keishel's an awkward hold through injury. And then we got Burns and Mizorowski. Someone's active on their waiver wire. Need to be that in a points league. That's how you win your championships. But then checking out the rest of this staff. Rodriguez, Suarez, Framber, Logan Webb, Bednar the GOAT, Fairbanks, Mason Miller, Palencia. Tons of relievers again. I know sometimes the ESPN leagues, it really helps to have a bunch of relievers because they can stack points, but you need a couple arms here if you're going to make a run. Gausman, Holding, Henderson, 12-team league. I don't hate that. Tough IL. Okay, I see what's going on now. Sanga, Darvish. Darvish a weird hole too. I don't know what you're getting back. Same with Bieber. I think you can be a little bit more ruthless with some of these IL spots. I would feel bad if you, looking back on this team, drop some other injured guys to hold on to people like Keishel, Darvish, and Bieber. It's still a strong team. You definitely need some things to break right. I think this might get another C+ though, dude. I'm sorry, Cole. It's a solid team, but you definitely need some help. You definitely need a couple arms. I know arms are tough to come by right now in the 12-team leagues, but you definitely need a little help. Looking back at this lineup, though, it is saving a little bit. The Augustine Ramirez corner spot, that's an interesting move as well, but you got Will Smith, the catcher. Augustine's playing every day. There's something here, but this team just needs a little juice. You kind of got screwed over by injuries, but still got to be honest with the grades. A C+ squad. I'm only going to do a few more now because, we are getting really way over time, so I'm going to scroll around and find some real true friends of the channel here. I know I want to find my girl Shannon because she was the first reply. I always remember she was the first reply. Actually, I'm going to do Bulky Penguin first. Bulky Penguin's a dog. 12-team head-to-head, 14 category, 7x7. Jeez. Contreras, Paredes, Aranda. Aranda, second base eligible. Whoa, he's second base eligible in Yahoo. I don't play in any Yahoo leagues, but man, that is a cheat code having Aranda at second base. Damn. Good outfield, Seiya and Merrill. With Riley Green, great outfield with those guys. Shohei Ohtani, the hitter, of course. Ben Rice and Stanton. Rice and Stanton, tough holds unless it's a daily league. 2 catchers also. I'm a firm never have 2 catchers on a roster guy, especially not, what was this, 12-team league? I don't know about that. Let's see what this pitching looks like, though. With Cease, Dustin May, Strider, Burns, Fairbanks, Jax, Yates. A lot of closers. But I guess closers really help a league like this because they're good for the strikeout to walk ratio. They're good for the K to 9. And you're getting saves and holds. Great league to have tons of closers here. Will Vest, Luke Weaver, Liberatore, Zach Wheeler. This is a really good team. This team is stout. McGill Minaya on the bench. That's a real Mets fan right there. This is a great team. I think I'm going to call this an A- team. You really saved at the bottom of this lineup with Otani down there and Riley Green. It's a good team. It's a good team. I'm going to give you A- team, especially for being a friend of the channel and a friend of the Mets Stuff podcast. Now, where's my girl Shannon over here? I know she's around here somewhere. Here she is, the Mark Canha enthusiast, the premier Mark Canha enthusiast. She sent the settings in, a 9-team league, head-to-head points. How does that work? Is there someone on a bye every single week? Does one team just have the week off? The El Brett League. I hope that's about Brett Beatty. Mark Canha's mine. I want to see if I have Mark Canha on this roster. But 9-team league, Cease, Gallen, Schwellenbach, Skeens. Skeens, Schwellenbach, Webb, Cease. I still like Cease rest of the season. Same with Sonny Gray. So that's good enough in the 9-team league. Of course, you got Mark Canha on the roster. Andres Jimenez and Mundo Sosa. Definitely not holes in a 9-team league, Shannon. Probably not Lourdes Gurriel either. Maybe not even Luis Garcia or Wilmer Flores either. I know she's a Mets homer, but this team leaves a lot for me to be desired in a 9-team league. I got to give this one a C+ team, C- team. I'll give you a B- for being a friend, but Shannon, you might got some work to do in this team. I know you hold these guys all really close to your heart. You got Bryce Harper in the IL too, so that makes Flores much more palatable, but definitely could be a little bit more ruthless with some of these roster spots. Two more. I'm going to scroll around to some of you guys on the bottom here. Let's see what we got. Let's do Zach. 10-team points league. My injured list is literally killing me, so we'll give you some credit for that. Wow, this injured list. Reagans, Miller, Glasnow, Sanga, Sheehan, Painter, Sproat, Boyle. Probably don't need to be holding Sproat, especially in a 10-team league. It's like a 6 ERA in AAA. I don't think he's coming up this year. Painter and Boyle, though, good holds in NA. Same with Sheehan, because we're going to see him next week. But man, that pitching IL is rough. I'm sorry about that one, Zach. As far as the staff goes, Chris Sale in the IL too. Damn, getting crushed by injuries here. Peterson, Soroka, Bueller. 10-team league, Peterson, Soroka. Kind of rough hold. I know I've been shouting out a lot in the channel, but 10-team league gets dicey for them. Same with Palante. Eduardo Rodriguez, 2-start week. Sharp 2-start week for Eduardo Rodriguez. Cease going to turn the corner. I know for a fact. Chad Patrick. Charlie Moore's been hot recently. Chad Patrick, I know your pitching got crushed, but 10-team league, you're really scrapping the bottom of the barrel here. I'll give you some credit for the injuries, though. Jordan the IL, too. Man, Zach, you got killed this year. Castellanos, Roman Anthony, Gunner, Brandon Nimmo, Tatis, Merrill. I hate how I said Nimmo there. Nimmo. I dropped a southern accent there on y'all. Sal Frelick, Ellie, Junior Caminero. Caminero's so good. Michael, Matt Olson, Hunter Goodman. I'll give you a little curve for those injuries. I'll bring you up to a B. But in terms of what this team looks like right now, this is a rough team. Good luck trying to bridge the gap until you get some of these guys back. Especially because I don't know if Reagan's coming back. I don't know what's going to happen with Miller. I don't know when Glasnow's coming back. This is rough. This is not a great team. I'll tell you that. Give you the curve for the injuries, but you got some work to do if you want to really make a move here. And we're going to do one more team. Let's see if we can do one more team. Let's do Tommy Scar. Tommy Scar has been a very loyal watcher of the channel. Lots of comments. 10-team head-to-head categories. Another Yahoo League. A lot of you guys play on Yahoo. I got no Yahoo Leagues. Augustine Ramirez, Josh Naylor, Tommy Edman, Austin Riley. 10-team league. A little bit of a weak start. We do like Augustine Ramirez, a 10-team catcher, but he's still fringy there. Naylor's a fine 10-team first baseman, but not a hammer. Same with Edman. Same with Riley this year, which that's one of my biggest misses this season. I don't know why Austin Riley's not hitting better. Doesn't make any sense. Nedler's a big hit. Hope he's healthy. Yelich, Rodriguez, Teoscar. Ooh, left field, center field, right field leagues. Those are tough leagues to play, especially getting a guy like Julio in center. Not a lot of really good hitting center fielders in the league. Westberg, Otani. Otani saves the day there right there, bringing this hitting together. Holding on to Kurtz. Is this a categories league? Head-to-head categories league. Chandler Simpson's a great weapon there. And Jordan. All right. The hitting really came together on the bottom. Then we got Wheeler, Valdez, Rodon, Palencia, Bautista, Weaver, Rasmussen, Bybee, Sonny Gray, Chase Burns, Sandy, Yuri, Kirby with the Bubba Chandler hold. Fighting the good fight, baby. The Japanese fighter who fought 20 years after World War II ended. Holding Bubba Chandler still. I'm doing it too in too many places. This is a really good team. I think we're going to end here on another firm A from Coach Scar. But again, thank you guys so much for interacting with this tweet so much. Like, look at how many replies I got to this. It's ridiculous. Like, who am I to think I was going to get through 100 replies in like a 20, 30-minute video? Pretty unbelievable. Thank you guys so much for all the support as usual. It's been really amazing to see what this channel has become in a few months. And just a little housekeeping for the channel too before I let you guys go. Took a mini vacation this week. Only one video, this team grades. Next week, before the 4th of July, sometime in the middle of the week, I'm doing a refresher of the top 50 pitchers. You guys are going to get that out. The tier list of the top 50 pitchers right now. I'm thinking probably Wednesday for that video. And then no uploads over 4th of July weekend. But the following Monday, I think my plan is to do the first half awards for the fantasy baseball season. First half MVP, LVP, Cy Young, Rookies of the Year, Breakouts, Bust. I'm going to come up with some funny stuff, but that's the plan moving forward for this channel. You guys are getting this team rankings reviews, kind of a fun video, trying something new this weekend. Top 50 pitchers coming up this week. First half MVPs the week after that. And then back to the normal schedule, the next waiver wire video a week after the 4th of July. That'll be Saturday, July 12th. But thank you guys all so much for being here again. Appreciate it so much. I'll see you next time.